small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations.
CK3 is different from other strategy games because of its focus on characters, personal relationships, and drama. There are so many goals you can set for yourself. We believe that Crusader Kings 3 can be enjoyed in many different settings. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to plot the downfall of an emperor or guide your dynasty to become kings of all of Europe from the comfort of your own sofa.
What makes Crusader Kings fit really well, obviously it's a huge IP that's played by millions of people around the world. Opening it up to console brings us a whole new audience that don't have these high-end PCs to play the PC version. Now anyone can play Crusader Kings.
The interesting thing about Crusader Kings 3 onto console is that it's not a genre that's particularly well represented. There's a huge challenge in bringing that, I mean, it's called Grand Strategy for a reason, that huge game to console audiences. And we don't call it a port, we call it an adaptation for that reason, because it's not just taking the game from one to the other, it's changing the presentation of it so that it works for the target platform and the people that will be playing it.
The biggest challenge with Crusader Kings 3 is not just the menu and the UI and the controls, it's huge amounts of design work and iteration and prototyping have been done in order to make sure all of those things work as seamlessly as possible.
Many games that port that's a mouse-driven game on the PC and put it onto a console, they'll use a virtual cursor or something like that. But talking to users and players, we found that navigating menus with the D-pad is a more pleasurable experience for a console player than having to use a virtual cursor. Because of that, we've had to redesign all the menus in the game so that you can get that tactile feedback of going up and down on a list on a D-pad.
People who are interested in that can easily see all of the lore and history of each of the characters, their entire dynasty chains, each of the territories and who's been controlling that and what they've been doing there.
On that big screen in front of you when you're sat on a sofa, it is a very different experience to playing it on a monitor. It does feel grander, it feels like there is a lot unfolding. To see the cogs turn with that beautiful presentation is quite enticing.
Crusader Kings 3 is a fantastic game. We started working on this game before it was announced. Seeing it be announced at PDXCon a few years ago really brought to light how passionate players are about Crusader Kings. Lab 42 really wanted to focus on getting players what they want, making sure that we get a great Crusader Kings 3 experience delivered to all this new audience.
If you're interested in leading a medieval dynasty to greatness through intrigue, diplomacy, and warfare, this is the game for you.